Grocery pickup is the new battleground. Can you explain why?
Pickup, in our opinion, based on the research and what we're seeing in the market, uh, reflects a variety of attributes that really make it the preferred method for receiving an online grocery order. First of all, let's just look at what we found in February. We have approximately 33 million households that we would consider monthly active users that placed at least one online order for pickup during the past 30 days. That's 40% higher than that compared to delivery, and even 20% higher than that compared to the number of households using ship to home. So if we simply look at where all the fish are eating, more of the fish are going to pickup. So that's where retailers need to focus as well. I think the second reason why it's really the battleground is that from the customer standpoint, the pickup method offers a degree of flexibility and appeal that isn't available simply with delivery. And specifically, it's in two elements: cost and control. If we look at it from a cost standpoint and look at the explicit incremental cost from shopping online for delivery and compare that against pickup, pickup either has no pickup fee, and that's namely in, the mass discount retailers, or a fee that's half that of delivery. The second element of that is control. Part of that control kind of manifests itself in the receiving window. So most grocery delivery to the home has 2-hour order windows today. So while the technology and the notification systems have been improved greatly, that's still a 2-hour window. You put that in contrast to pickup, that's a 60-minute window in general. And in fact, what we're seeing, even from the best practice standpoint, is a truncation of that receiving window for pickup, even shorter than the 60-minute period. And so as we look at those things come together, where the consumer demand is really coalescing, and why those behaviors are changing based on those motivations of cost control, and then overlay that against the retailer's perspective relative to how do I compete and win and grow my business, not just the top line but my bottom line, while competing in this new omni-channel world. And pickup offers retailers the strategic and economic value that simply isn't present with the other two methods, that being delivery and ship to home. The economic value is pretty simple. It's a lower cost to serve. So if we know that a customer who had been shopping in the store moves online, it's a higher cost to serve that customer, which means there's a degree of margin compression that dilutes the profitability on a per order basis. Pickup does that less than delivery, simply because we don't deal with what we call the last mile issue. And instead, we have like the last 10 feet issue. And that brings up other facets, but that's the economic piece of it. The strategic value that pickup offers that delivery and ship to home do not, or does not, is that it still maintains a direct connection with the customer. When we look at delivery, the vast majority of delivery is being completed or executed by various types of third-party providers, whether that be white label or not. And when that happens, that disintermediates the relationship that the retailer has directly with the customer. Now, with pickup, the vast majority of retailers operate the pickup operations with their own employees, which means that face-to-face interaction, albeit maybe through a window now because of contactless, is still owned by the customer, by the retailer. And that means they're not disintermediating themselves relative to the connection that they have with the customer. And that's important in order to build a longer lasting, more sustainable loyalty effect with those customers through the way you execute those programs. So for those reasons, we believe that we'll continue to see the battle for online share continue, but we'll expect that the most progressive retailers that are really laser focused on understanding the issues that I just laid out are really going to be investing to grow pickup while competing in delivery in a different fashion. But ultimately, winning and losing online with grocery delivery and pickup today will be fought and won with the pickup fulfillment method going forward.
How can regional grocers win the grocery pickup battle?
I think if a regional grocer really wants to win the pickup battle, the first thing they have to do is focus on who their customer is and understand what makes them special or different in the eyes of their customer. At the same time, they need to be able to understand what their current and future capabilities are and obviously build against that while always delivering against the promise, with the operative being never to disappoint, but rather surprise and delight. And I think the last part of it is simply they need to put that in context to where do they occupy the market from a competitive position standpoint. Most regional grocers are not the EDLP player who leads the market, so they shouldn't act like that, nor do their customers expect them to be. So if they start with their customer, remember their capabilities, and then put it all in context to their competitive position, that is a much better way to pursue a sustainable strategy going forward relative to winning the pickup battle.
What is the threat from mass merchandisers to regional grocers?
The threat that the mass merchants pose to a regional grocer simply is that they outflank the regional grocer, and they do that by moving more quickly and adapting more rapidly than the regional grocer. And they build the incremental sales. We've seen that already early on with them expanding their capacity much more rapidly than a conventional regional grocer did. And as a result, they've enjoyed, share gains as a consequence of that. I think the other threat that the mass merchants have is actually leading the market in a direction that really only benefits the mass merchants. So the threat to the conventional or regional grocer is that they lose focus of who their customer is, what their capabilities are, and what their market position is. And if they try to compete with the mass merchants head on, they're going to lose. So they really need a differentiated strategy based on segmenting their customer in the context of how they're shopped within that market, and keeping that front and center as they move forward, recognizing that they're not going to win every battle, but that's not necessary to win the war.
Is there anything a regional grocer should know why a customer shops with them rather than a mass merchant?
Yeah, I think that regional grocers need to understand that the main reason why customers shop with them online for grocery delivery or pickup is product assortment. It's what you have in your store, it's your service departments. That is not why they shop with a mass merchant online. Cost is overwhelmingly the driver for selecting a mass merchant for delivery or pickup. So as we look at that, we need to realize that our customers are shopping for us for the same reasons they would shop with us in the physical store. And they're doing the same with those mass merchants. So we just need to make sure that that's reflected in the way we position our service, the way we assort our service, and the way we talk about that service. Because the point is, shoppers aren't using grocery delivery and pickup the same way and aren't motivated by the same factors as they are with the mass merchant.